I can't talk any sense into him.
Sounds like it runs in the family. No, really, Ben, and he's right. Getting through law school is tough enough with a lot of distractions.
He barely made B's last quarter. He needs to buckle down.
I promised I'd go back to law school. I didn't promise I'd make the dean's list.
I don't need anybody shadowing me on my cases.
You know, I think you did a pretty good job helping the last time.
You remember the old commercial, Be Like Mike? I want to be like Mike.
Ben, your uncle didn't start out to be a PI. Mike was a cop, and a good cop. And that's how they got the background for being a PI.
My law school training will be an asset. Working with Mike will be on-the-job training. And I can audit your criminology classes, right? Look, man, people make bad lawyer jokes.
Yeah. Did you hear the one about the guy who could have been a lawyer but wanted to be a PI instead?
This is all your fault!
Nobody move. I'm Detective Wilson.
You told me you
This
were
is
seeing
now
that
an official crime scene. Sit down, ma'am.
Come on, so we can get out of here.
It's just getting interesting.
And that steak was underdone?
Yeah, and the acting was overdone.
Look, it wasn't my fault, okay? Tiffany wanted to go to the murder mystery dinner, so I got tickets.
Yeah, and then she dumps him.
If you want to work with me, you can start by getting a car.
Looks like you guys couldn't take it either.
Oh, yeah, too silly.
I know these things are all in fun, but I didn't know it would be so violent.
Me neither. It was too violent.
I mean, I try not to have a judgment, but sometimes I'm Ariel.
Oh, yeah, Jonathan Maxwell, this is Mike Ryan.
Hi.
Namaste. It's a Hindu greeting. Is your shoulder okay? I noticed you were favoring it a bit, and you winced a little when we shook hands.
Yeah, it's a little bursitis, too much tennis, I think.
I own a small bookstore. Spiritual, new age. Tomorrow night, we're having a Reiki energy circle. You should drop by. It could really help your shoulder.
Well, I was thinking more in terms of a couple of aspirin.
No, you should go.
Are you into spirituality?
I try and stay open.
Well, then, bring your friend tomorrow night, 8 o'clock.
She seems like a very nice lady.
Too violent. Well, I try to stay open. You're a better actor than those people in there. Very yang, very young. So I hope we've all learned that criminology is a continued learning process. Because in this high technological age, we have to stay right on the cutting edge to stay ahead of the criminals who find more and more ingenious ways to get around the law. Some law enforcement agencies now work with people who deal in the metaphysical.
Psychics.
That's right. So what we do as criminologists is study the nature of crime as it relates to society. So what is a crime? Anyone?
Something against the law?
That's right. It may be self-evident, but it's true. What am I doing right now?
Trying to make some lunch money.
True, but what's the obvious?
Juggling.
That's right, juggling. Would you call this a crime?
A real juggler might.
Touché. Well, back in 15th century England, if you were juggling in public, you'd get locked up in the stocks. And today, down on Venice Beach, if you don't have a permit, it's a $100 fine. And yet I can do it here in the classroom, and it's perfectly legal. So?
So the nature of the crime depends on society more than the act.
That's right. And further, if you don't know you're committing a crime, are you committing a crime?
Well, if I'm sleepwalking and I cross the street against the light, could I get a ticket?
Exactly.
Well, Charlie Manson's followers went to jail and they were brainwashed.
What were they? Did they know what they were doing? Or are there levels of brainwashing, perhaps? Remember that insanity is a viable defense.
If the dog eats my homework, am I still responsible for turning it in?
Probably, unless you're under the delusion you're the dog, in which case they probably wouldn't convict you. But you wouldn't pass this class, I'll tell you that. Okay, that's it for today. See you next week. And remember, papers due, papers due.
How you doing? I'm Ben.
Hi, I'm Madison.
So you want to get a burger or something?
No.
Hey, Ben, 15-yard penalty.
I know you like the liver flavor better than the chicken, but we're out of the liver, so this is chicken. And I guess you like that all right anyway.
You ready?
For what?
Go to the bookstore for the Reiki Circle.
What do you want to go to that wacky place for? Oh, that girl Ariel, you meant.
I'm on a spiritual quest.
Oh, is that what they call it these days?
Jonathan, you owe me. You're going.
Well, where's Ben?
Oh, he wanted to be a PI. I've got him checking rental applications for landlords.
Well, how long can that take?
Years, I hope. Come on.
Bye, Samantha.
Here, you can just take one. Here, this is for you.
Well, hello. Those are bacon bits for my cat.
Well, guess we just won't tell her.
Hi. I see you met Angel.
What's the name?
Angel.
I was thinking more like Cujo or Fang or something.
No, he's just a sweetie. Gentle, spiritual, vegetarian.
Hi.
Oh, hi. I'm so glad you decided to come. The Reiki Circle's been canceled, but the good news is that Samuel is coming to conduct a healing.
Who's Samuel?
Ever hear of the Center for Spiritual Growth and Oneness?
Where all the movie stars go? Mm-hmm. That Samuel?
He really likes you. He usually doesn't take to strangers. We're starting in a few minutes. I hope you'll stay.
Oh, we will. We're staying.
Bacon bit? Isn't that?
The actress, Camila Mira.
Yeah.
She follows Samuel.
Well, hello. Good to see you all again. And I see some new faces tonight. Welcome to you. So I'm afraid I'm not going to be curing anyone of anything tonight. No, I'm not going to be growing hair on bald heads. I'm not going to be making your acne just go away. See, I'm just a conduit. A conduit for the energy in this room. See, our bodies want to be perfectly healthy, but sometimes our minds just get in the way. Our first step towards thriving is to want to be healthy. All right, let's get started. Now, Patricia, you've struggled with asthma, haven't you?
Samuel has a special contact with her inner light.
Breathing feel better?
Mm-hmm.
Is there anyone else?
I've been having a slight migraine.
Oh, well, let's see what we can do about that, shall we? Anyone else?
Completely gone. I mean, that's amazing, because usually nothing works for me. Thank you. Namaste.
You're welcome. But it wasn't me. Now, and how about you? Would you like me to help you with anything this evening?
No, I feel fine, thank you.
Well, if you did have any pain, any of you, just being here in this room, in this energy this evening, could be immensely beneficial to you. Is there anyone else?
Samuel?
Yes.
I've been having a lot of pain, lower back pain again.
I'm gonna recommend that you read this.
You're supposed to be a vegetarian, huh? Well, I guess not. Well, you have my sympathy.
Look at this. Ariel not only owns the store, she's an intuitive.
A what?
A psychic. How's your shoulder?
Don't tell anybody. I just feel a little better.
I see you picked up one of my brochures.
Yeah, I didn't know you were a psychic.
Intuitive.
I can be, but you're probably skeptical, so let's test it. Sure, why not? It'll be about a half an hour till I lock up. I could use a ride home.
I'm a psychic too, you know. You're thinking you'd like to see more of her. That's what you're thinking.
I felt it. The first time I saw you, leaving that mystery dinner. I knew it was a done deal.
Just like that, huh?
Which shocked me. Because you are not my type. I like gentle, sensitive, yoga practicing guys. You're not carrying a gun, are you?
Not tonight.
Oh, good. Because I don't think I could kiss a guy with a gun. I knew you'd be a good kisser. Let's get on the floor. Can you sit like this?
Yep, if I have to.
Okay. Facing me? Okay. Do you know anything about Tantra?
I've heard of the Kama Sutra.
Oh, this is so much better. We'll awaken our Kundalini.
Sounds good.
Ready? Okay, breathe in with me. And out. Be one with my breath.
It was amazing.
Okay, we can't touch.
Excuse me?
Touching ruins it. In Tantra, the union is non-physical.
So we just sit here, breathing.
Yes.
Can we go back on the couch?
Oh, come on, Mike. Slowly. And release.
Breathing? You just sat and breathed?
What, all night?
Tantra sounds like the ultimate safe sex, Professor. No physical contact.
No physical contact.
How are those background checks coming?
Really boring.
Well, that's what being a PI is, so get used to it. You should be back at my place working on a computer.
What, now?
You could always go back to law school.
No. I'm on it. I'm on it.
So, no physical contact.
Jonathan, it's a spiritual thing.
I don't imagine you'll be seeing Miss Ariel again, will you?
You got any plans for Saturday?
Why?
I think that shoulder of yours could use some more work. Possibly your aura.
No physical contact.
Eat your porridge.
And up. Okay, that was wonderful. Remember, pain is your friend. Now, everyone, on your hands and knees. This is called cat-cow stretch. Feel the stretch. Feel the stretch.
This isn't on television, is it?
Feel the pain.
Oh. Oh. If pain's your friend, I have a very large circle of friends.
Whoa!
Are you still alive?
Barely. He's beating me with hot rocks.
Lava stones. It's a very ancient Maori healing ritual.
You know, I'm gonna need healing after this.
Good luck.
When I first discovered I could help people heal themselves, I was more surprised than anyone. I mean, why me?
What were you doing then?
I was selling used cars.
That's a big change.
Or not. I went from one profession full of frauds, fakes, and conmen to another. Do you know how easy it is to fake being a healer? Take advantage of people who are desperate, without hope.
I can imagine.
All of this was provided by people who felt they'd been helped. I never charged a penny. Suppose I was just making this all up as I went along. Should I just lock the gates and walk away?
I was thinking it might be a nice summer camp for handicapped kids.
You know, you should have your own psychic abilities tested, Professor. So, will I be seeing you at this evening's healing session?
I'm not sure.
Come. I won't pick on you again. I promise.
You know,
Every summer, we do have 4 weeks of camp for disadvantaged blind kids. Samuel is the real deal, Professor.
Is everybody still in the meditation room?
Yes. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There's some interesting stuff in here.
You know, this is very unlike you.
Well, yeah, I do like her. But boy, are we different.
Oh, you think so?
I'm sorry this is taking so long. Every afternoon, Samuel takes a small group into deep meditation. Solar just went to check on them.
Samuel? Samuel!
Samuel?
Ariel, call 911!
It's Samuel.
Samuel!
Yeah, I need an ambulance at 222 Woodlake Road.
Mike, too late.
Oh, God! No!
What's the matter with all these people?
It's a deep meditation. Like a trance, they can't come out.
What do you mean they can't come out of it?
Samuel will put them under. Only he can bring them out.
That's assuming they're all really under.
Good to go. We're working on it. All right.
Professor Maxwell, surprised to see you here.
Well, I've had a interest in metaphysical for some time, as it relates to the criminal mind, of course.
So let me see if I've got this straight. Those people in there are in some kind of trance, and the only person that can wake them is dead. So how exactly would Samuel bring them out of it?
Samuel could wake on his own, and then he used the same words each time. There's a light that shines to and from each of us. Welcome back.
Anyone thought of saying that to them?
It wouldn't work. Only Samuel.
Randy, trunk of my car, there's a box of blanks. Would you get them? Let's see about this trance. I thought I'd seen everything. Watch this.
I guess that answers that.
Reminds me of some of my students. You know, I saw CDs of different meditations over in the gift shop. Would they have one of this one?
Yes, we have CDs of all of them.
Let's go get it.
Now I want you all to turn back toward my voice. Come back to this plane in this time. There's a light that shines to and from each of us. Welcome back.
What's going on?
What's happening? Samuel,
What's going on here?
Why is there blood on the floor? Who are you people?
where is he? What's going on?
What is going on?
Where's
Please,
Samuel?
please, quiet.
Ariel.
What is going on here? Please. I'm sorry to have to tell you, but There's been an accident. What kind of accident? Samuel is dead. No.
What?
Ariel, where's Samuel? Thank you, Ms. Mira. We'll be in touch. Next.
They were all very close to Samuel. You wouldn't have been invited into this meditation unless you were. That's Panache on the far side of the table. He's Samuel's top assistant. He runs the center.
Doesn't Solar run the center?
Solar handles the day-to-day stuff. But Panache helped Samuel with the spiritual side. He's a gifted healer in his own right. The young woman across from him, that's Jasmine Celestine.
Isn't she a top model?
Yes, she is.
Who's the sheriff talking to now?
That's Donald Merritt.
The Donald Merritt? Of Merritt Industries?
He was diagnosed with a rare nerve disorder. Couldn't walk. Spent a month at the Mayo Clinic. Nothing helped. Mike, all I can tell you is that there's no way Samuel killed himself.
Yeah, Samuel was well liked around here. I'm the last one to believe in any of that mumbo jumbo. But my wife's sister thinks he cured her gallstones, so what do I know?
So you're going with suicide?
Well, as opposed to what? You saw everybody in that room. They were all unresponsive to any stimuli. In a trance, correct?
Right.
And besides, there's this. Found this in Samuel's desk drawer, his private quarters.
The time is coming when I will leave you. There will be great change. Live in the truth. Forgive me, Samuel.
Oh, unless there's something that I missed. It's death by self-inflicted gunshot.
She was adamant. Samuel wouldn't do this.
Well, she wasn't there, and there was a note.
But just go with me for a sec here, will you? Assume it wasn't a suicide. Who's the killer?
Well, one of the 5 in that room, and they were all in the trance when we got there.
Yeah, but if Samuel could put himself in that state, why couldn't one of the others after they shot him?
Possible.
Why are we here?
You still have that friend in pathology that works for the county, don't you?
Why?
Saturday night. They're not going to have a look at that body till Monday, maybe Tuesday, if they have a busy weekend.
You said he was holding the gun in his right hand?
That's right.
There was no powder residual on his right hand or his left. The guy never shot a gun.
Candace, thank you. We appreciate it.
My pleasure, Professor. Now I better get our friend back on ice.
Yeah. We'll show ourselves out. I think you're right about Samuel not committing suicide.
Come in, Mike.
There was no gunpowder residue on either hand. Samuel couldn't have shot himself.
I knew it. I knew it immediately, both my rational and my intuitive sides. I mean, first the gun. Samuel abhorred guns. But beyond that, why do it in front of the people he loved?
What about the note?
It didn't say anything about killing himself.
The time is coming when I will leave you. There will be great change. Live in the truth. Forgive me, Samuel.
It sounds like a suicide note, but is it? I mean, what if he was, say, going to India, taking a new path, leaving all of us? Wouldn't that note apply?
Yeah, somebody fired that gun. There were 5 people in that room. Who could have done it?
None of them. All those people loved him.
That leaves Samuel. And we know he didn't fire the gun.
But then someone walked into the room, shot Samuel, and left.
How?
Well, I was hoping you could help. Please, Mike.
Why am I not surprised?
Well, I woke up early and I got to think maybe the killer got in here and then got out. I don't see how, though.
I thought we should inspect the scene before anything changes.
Really?
Hi, I'm Ben Manners, Mike's associate.
Nephew.
Associate nephew.
Hi, I'm Ariel. Namaste.
Namaste. It's a Hindu greeting.
Is this door always locked when there are people inside?
It's a meditation room. The locked door let others know that privacy is desired.
Where's the keys to the lock?
There were only two. Samuel and Panache.
So those two keys were locked inside this room?
Yes.
Well, they'd have to leave hidden doors somewhere. In the floor, maybe?
Samuel recently had this room remodeled, and I was here for that. There really is only one entrance. And that's where we differ. I don't believe in coincidences. Everything happens for a reason. I meet an ex-cop, serial bachelor, a man's man. Ordinarily, I'd run the other way. Yet when I saw you leaving that dinner, I felt compelled to say hello.
I'm glad you did.
Don't be so sure. I've been having a dark feeling for a while. And then Samuel dies. The feeling's different now, but it's still dark. Like there's more to come. So I'm a little scared. But if I had to walk down a deserted alley at night, you're the kind of guy I'd want with me.
I'll take that as a compliment.
It is. Bye.
You were following me. Why?
I need your help.
Really? Could have called.
I needed to see you in person.
Look, the sheriff's investigating this. I don't know if there's anything I can do at this point.
Listen, I'm prepared to pay you any amount that you name.
What, are you wealthy?
The sinner would pay. I have no one else to turn to.
Conscious or subconscious? Does the devil make us do it? The insanity defense is based on whether or not a person can distinguish right from wrong.
Well, how do they determine if somebody knows right from wrong?
Well, suppose somebody puts a ding in the door of your brand new car and you get mad. You lose it. You go get yourself a gun, and when the little old lady who dinged your car comes back, you shoot her 6 times.
Just to make sure.
Well, if you empty the gun, that proves you're out of control. Now, this is important. Suppose you drive down to the river and you throw the gun in it.
Well, then you knew right from wrong because you were afraid of getting caught.
Bingo. What about hypnosis?
People can do some pretty weird things. I was at a comedy club, and this guy had people barking like dogs and thinking they were naked.
I'm glad I wasn't there for that.
Actually, the courts have ruled that hypnosis is not a defense. Experts say that you wouldn't do something under hypnosis that you wouldn't do while fully conscious.
Very good, Ben.
So, you have no excuse, Madison. I was at that club that same night.
You were not.
Yes, I was.
Okay, everybody, that's it for today. See you next Thursday.
Yep.
So, how about a burger and a shake?
You know what? I'd love to, but I really got to talk to the professor. Rain check?
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Hey, Professor. Can I talk to you for a minute?
Sure. He moved pretty fast, you know. Well, what do you think of P.I. does?
I don't know. Not all this menial stuff. You know, Mike's always got all these really cool stories.
Oh, you must have seen the fedora and the trench coat in his closet, huh?
No, I didn't. What's a fedora?
It's a hat. But Ben, the point is, all that exotic, exciting stuff's come few and far between. What pays the rent's what you're doing right now.
I want to help you and Mike solve the murder of that guru guy.
I'm not working on any murder.
That's not what I hear, Professor.
Okay, Wrench.
Jonathan Plumbers aren't that expensive.
It's a matter of a satisfaction of a job well done, my friend. You know, people aren't self-sufficient anymore. It's really sad.
Remember the time you put a $50 in a fuse box and blew the main circuit?
People used to do that all the time. It always worked.
But they used pennies, Mr. Fix-It.
Him any change. You know, isn't it interesting that a spiritual man like Panache would be driving a Mercedes?
Yeah, he had a personalized license plate that said gone and then the letters D-E.
That's funny. On a Mercedes.
Why?
Gandhi. As in Gandhi? As in Mahatma Gandhi? Poverty good, greed bad.
You know, it isn't like you need the money or had a conflict of interest or anything. But
what does that mean?
You're dating a suspect, you know.
Ariel is not a suspect, and I'm not dating her.
Oh, that's right. It was just heavy breathing, wasn't it? Okay, Ben, turn on the water.
Yeah.
So what's the first rule in a murder?
Until proven otherwise, everyone is a suspect. Look, I just want to go up there and see what they have to say about it.
Ready? Let her rip.
Everything okay?
Perfect. Not only. Why call a plumber?
Try it out.
Ben, turn off water.
Oh, no, Ben, wait. Let me savor this for a moment.
Ben, turn off the water.
Why call a plumber? Be self-sufficient. You got a $50? Maybe we can stick that in there.
Thought I had that faucet licked.
Think on the bright side. We've got a kitchen sink that doubles as a shower.
I'm gonna do a little snooping.
I'll meet up with Solar and Ariel. Yeah, it was pretty strange. He followed me, knew where I was.
He really said he'd pay you any price you name?
Yeah, he meant the center. Does he have access to the center's money?
Yes, he would. Now that Samuel has passed, he would run the center.
Now, Ariel said there were only 2 keys to the meditation room.
That's true. A new lock was installed. There were only 2 keys with it.
One for Samuel and one for Panache.
It was unusual that they were in the locked room together.
Why is that?
Panache never was part of a deep meditation when Samuel conducted it. They both thought it was better for one of them to be on the outside.
And whose idea was it for Panache to be in this particular group?
Panache's.
Samuel had no will, no heirs.
That's correct. What was Samuel's is now the center's.
Any family?
No, not that we're aware of.
And he was never married?
No.
Well, not exactly.
Well, not exactly.
Samuel was saint-like, but he wasn't a saint. Even though he wasn't legally married, he had spiritual wives.
Spiritual wives? Were any of them in the meditation room when he was shot?
Yes, they both were.
Now that is motive. Oldest in the book.
I just can't imagine.
I can. So what was going on between them?
Okay. Most people believed Samuel was celibate. He wasn't. Camilla was his discreet wife for a number of years. Her celebrity brought many people to the center. Then about a year ago, Jasmine appeared. Samuel was enthralled. She quickly found her way into his inner circle. And to his bed.
I take it that didn't go over too well with Camilla.
No. Samuel believed he belonged to everyone. And no one.
What else should I know about the people in that room?
Is this where Samuel stayed at the center all the time?
Yes, this was his sole residence.
What's all this stuff, vitamins?
And enzymes. Most of the food we get has no nutritional value. We all take supplements.
Inositol. That the desk where the sheriff found the suicide note?
Yes. The room's been closed since then.
Where's Panache?
He went out earlier. Should be back soon.
Found a partial print of his on the pistol, and his clothes tested positive. Powder residue.
Panache?
Sir, is your name Panache?
What's going on, officer?
Got a warrant for your arrest.
Easy. Easy.
I'll call it in. All right, what you hit?
He would have had to wait till Samuel was in deep meditation.
Wipes his prints, places the gun in Samuel's hand, then puts himself in the deep trance that we found him in.
Where do you think the gunshot came from?
Well, see, this is where he messed up. He didn't realize that a self-inflicted wound leaves powder burns on the victim's skin. There were none on Samuel.
Which means the shot had to have come from at least 3 feet away.
Well, given the entry wound, I figure he was shooting from about here, this direction.
Motive?
Money. Power. Panache was number 2. With Samuel dead, he becomes number 1. Something's bothering you, Professor.
No, I was just wondering why he wanted to hire Mike to investigate it.
Well, my guess is he wanted to cover his tracks.
Did Panache admit to it?
No, he doesn't admit it. But he doesn't deny it. He just says, he'll forgive me. Isn't that something?
I saw your mind working back there. Something's bothering you.
No, nothing. I'm just glad they wrapped the whole thing up. What? Nothing, really. The evidence against him is compelling, that's all. I can't figure out why we didn't hear a gunshot.
Thank you for coming, Mr. Bryant. I'm Camilla.
Mike.
And this is Donald Merritt.
Pleasure to meet you, Mike.
Please, everyone, sit down.
Well, it appears that everyone that was there is here, except for,
Panache and Jasmine.
Right. Now, we know where he is. Where's Jasmine?
At her family's in Pasadena. Her mother said she was too upset to leave the house.
I know Ariel has expressed our concerns to you.
I'm not sure what you want.
We want to know what happened while we were in meditation.
Didn't you say that Panache admitted to you that he did it?
Well, he has no memory of actually doing it.
Well, if it wasn't Panache, it was either Jasmine or one of you.
And if it were one of us, why would we be here with you?
Well, then you're implying that Jasmine somehow had Panache fire the gun without his being aware.
Well, perhaps we are.
You're a private detective. You have to find the truth in this. Panache knows something, and I know he did not kill Samuel.
And all you have are these vague feelings that Panache didn't do it. It's not a lot to go on.
Yes, but in your line of work, don't you rely on feelings? Your gut instinct?
All right. What I'll do is talk to Panache. I'll go see him tomorrow.
Thank you.
No touch.
Have to do better than that, my friend. No problem. Weak backhand. Take that, my friend. Get that. Your backhand is weak. Out. Game, set, and match, my friend.
How's that shoulder holding up?
Didn't even notice it. Did you ever try this game? It's amazing. Almost like the real thing.
I prefer the fresh air part of tennis.
I need a sports drink.
And how about those landlord checks?
All caught up, ready for more. I wrote a program. Takes about 80% of the work out of it. Oh, and since I had some time, I went over your books.
You hacked into my books?
Well, when you use your name as your password, it's not very difficult. You know, you're losing money.
Well, it's another reason why I don't need an employee.
Yeah, but it's why you do need a partner.
And what about those background checks on the people involved in Samuel's death?
Well, I stopped when Panache was arrested.
Oh, because he's arrested means he did it?
We had the powder residue and everything.
Innocent until proven guilty, remember? Finish those background checks. Jonathan, how'd you like to go to jail?
Only if I can leave when I want to.
He says he doesn't want a lawyer. I spoke with the public defender. He gave the okay for a face-to-face with you two.
And he won't even take water?
No water, no food. Answer all questions, but he says he doesn't remember anything about it.
Sheriff Monroe, Code Blue in Block A. Sheriff Monroe.
That's where he is.
Block A.
He was under observation the whole time. On camera. Deputies thought he was sleeping. No signs of any vitals. They think he's dead.
I can't fault the EMTs. They've never seen anything like this. It's really weird. I can't feel a pulse, and I can't hear his heartbeat, yet his EKG shows no abnormalities. You said this might have been self-induced?
Well, we saw something like this before.
That's very fascinating. Fluoroscopy shows that the heart is beating, but it's just a flicker.
Is it similar to a coma?
Well, I think it's what's called a cataleptic trance. When you read of the yogis in India who have been buried alive 5 or 6 days, it's what they've done.
Can you bring him out of it?
I'd say it's up to him. All we can do is monitor it.
The sheriff has him under 24-hour guard, but he's given permission for you two to visit.
We'll be at his side. We can pray, surround him with positive energy.
Well, he's with the specialist now.
It is possible that modern medicine will do nothing.
Perhaps Panache has risen to a level above the flesh.
Excuse me?
He may have ascended halfway to the next world.
He has that capability?
Most assuredly.
Why would he do that?
To escape this world and be one with the light.
This is way beyond my expertise.
Donald Merritt called. He'd like to talk to you.
Sure. My curiosity wouldn't allow me not to. Besides, that is my expertise.
Okay. Of the 5 in the meditation room, first was Samuel.
Mm-hmm. No powder burns on his hand. The gun had to be at least 3 feet away.
Camilla Meir?
Successful actress, sort of a wife to Samuel.
Till Jasmine came along.
Hot number and top model and actress.
Donald Merritt, CEO, Merritt Industries.
Supposedly Samuel helped him with some kind of medical condition or something.
He was one of the top contributors to the center, possibly in the millions. Question is, did he contribute willingly?
Well, possible blackmail, you mean?
Panache, at this time the accused?
Well, we know he fired the gun. And he would have been the next leader of the center, too. And he hasn't denied doing it. But seemingly tried to kill himself.
Suicide by coma. That's a new one.
So, who's your pick?
Well, I know you were with him last night. What do you think?
Well, I met with most of them. Jasmine Celestine wasn't there.
I'll go talk to her.
No, you won't.
Come on, you said I could assist you.
Right, but I don't want any interviews with Jasmine Celestine, not just yet.
I think I want to look a little further into Samuel's past.
I promised Ariel I'd go see Donald Merritt. Seems he wants to talk to me.
Well, if he offers you a job, take it. We could use the money.
Now that's a smart associate. Oh, and nice job in those background checks.
You called me his associate.
You really are easy to please, aren't you, Ben?
It's a very unique piece. How old is it?
It's only a guess, but it's about 800 years old. Listen. Beautiful, isn't it? It's called a singing bowl.
What would you use that for?
Meditation, prayer. Though some say it's used for magic, as a tool to transform self or matter.
Do you believe that?
Hard to say. Sit down, Mr. Ryan.
Thank you.
This check represents 4 weeks of your normal fee plus a retainer.
I haven't said yes yet. And how do you know what my normal fee is?
I had you thoroughly vetted. Your former clients say nothing but good things about you. Do you know what an autonomic neuropathy is?
Some kind of nerve disorder.
Specifically, nerves that control some very important things, like breathing. I was essentially drowning on dry land. I went to all the great doctors at all the great clinics. There's no treatment, and it's progressive. Samuel never said he cured me, but I believe he did. I want to know what happened the night he died.
Hypothetically, with a spiritual leader like Samuel, one would open up their inner being, right? Kind of turn yourself inside out, show all your warts.
Yes, I suppose so, to cleanse oneself.
You've donated a great deal of money to the center.
Are you inferring that I was being blackmailed by Samuel? Blackmail is such an ugly word.
So is murder.
Why would I enlist your help if I murdered Samuel?
When it comes to murder, people do the strangest things. You can keep your check. I want to get to the truth simply because it is the truth. Money can't buy that.
I assure you, I had nothing to do with Samuel's death.
Then you have nothing to worry about. Good day, Mr. Merritt. Find anything?
Oh, Samuel used to sell cars, but I already knew that. You know, he did have some kind of weird vitamins in his room.
Like what?
Do you ever have anything called inositol?
No.
Yeah, me neither. I looked it up. It just turns out to be a chemical that's found in things like beans and brown rice, sesame seeds, stuff like that. One interesting thing is the center has a website, and you can download the meditations and all the lectures and everything. I burned a DVD here. I'd like to have a look at it.
I keep wondering why you have a better TV than me.
Because I bought one, that's why. Where's Ben?
Right here.
Sit down. I want you guys to see this.
I was making great money. I was clubbing every night. You know, I was a pretty hot dancer in those days. Life was good. Didn't have a care in the world. My life was all about me, all the time. I loved to go hiking in the mountains. I used to go quite a lot by myself. And one day, I was resting by an overhang, and I fell. I don't know what happened. The trail must have crumbled beneath me. When I came to, I was in excruciating pain. I looked down, and my leg was broken.
Now, watch his hand. Now, he's going to repeat that movement.
I don't know how long I lay there. I was drifting in and out of consciousness, but I felt something nudging me. I opened my eyes, and I was face to face with a wolf, a silver wolf. I was overcome with abject terror. I'd never been a spiritual man. I'd never prayed in my life before, but I can tell you, I began to pray right there and then.
There. Again?
Anyway, I locked eyes with this wolf, and time seemed to slow right down, and I felt an intensity of emotion that I had never felt in my life before. And I just surrendered to it. I knew for absolute certain that I was going to die. And that was okay. And then I passed out. When I woke, I sat straight up, and I felt no pain. My leg was healed, and so changed my life. With my healing, I began a journey.
Something definitely wrong with him.
Backache. Big deal.
Well, maybe. But I mean, this is from about 4 weeks ago. He never did it before that. But this is the main thing I wanted you to see, right? Okay, there's Panache, Donald Merritt, Camila, and Jasmine. Now watch Camila and Jasmine. Ben, download all of the appearances that Samuel made in the last 6 months. Cut it all together and let's see what we've got.
All right, got it.
Jonathan, can we talk?
Sure.
You're just encouraging him. That's exactly what he wants.
I think that's the key phrase.
What?
Doing exactly what he wants. I mean, if that's true, that's what he should be doing, isn't it?
He is 1 year away from finishing law school, and you're encouraging him to be a private investigator instead of a lawyer. I've just been playing along with him, hoping that he'd get bored with it.
You remember when you told me you wanted to be a cop?
Yeah, I remember.
I told you I was very proud of you, and I said your dad would have been proud of you, too. Do you think he would have wanted you to be a cop? Well, actually, he liked building. He loved design. He wanted you to be an architect. Of course, he said that when you were 3 years old, but still. I think, were he alive, and you told him you wanted to be a cop, he'd be so happy that you found something that you really love doing.
And you think Ben has found what he really wants to do?
I think I know what he doesn't really want to do.
You, made up that stuff about the architect, didn't you?
Well, yeah. He wanted you to pitch for the Cubs, but I think he would have been very happy with an architect.
Have a seat, Professor.
Thank you. Candace, I really appreciate you taking the time.
It's not a problem. Okay. Cause of death obvious. Gunshot wound to the chest, result in massive trauma. Toxicology's not going to be back for a while yet. Oh, wow, this is interesting. Turns out he had advanced pancreatic cancer. It's unlikely he would have lived for another 6 months.
Candace, if there were any pain connected to that, what would it be?
Well, the pancreas is in the middle of your chest, in the back. It's a mid-epigastric pain about right here. Whoever shot this guy should have just saved themselves the trouble.
That's good, sweetheart. Love it. More lips. Beautiful.
Now, I'll let you be a part of this, but don't screw it up, okay? Be cool.
Don't worry about it. You can count on me.
That's what I'm afraid of.
Thank you, Sarah.
Perfect.
Oh, I'm taking a break, Raul.
Hi.
Mr. Brand, may I call you Mike?
Please do. This is my associate, Ben Manners.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Same here, Ben. Would you care for a drink?
No, thanks.
Frozen margaritas. They're good. You sure?
Not while we're working.
Oh, but at least have a seat.
Thank you.
So you probably know that Panache has been arrested for shooting Samuel and is now hospitalized in a coma?
I had heard. Yes. You don't think Panache did it, do you?
Do you?
You know, Samuel and I were close. Samuel felt he could do a lot of good in this world. A true healer. He never raised his voice to anyone.
And?
Something happened. About a month or so ago. Panache was really upset. I don't know what about. I saw him and Samuel arguing outside one night. Panache was really bent, which surprised me because we're all about kindness and love and coming from a heart place.
And how was Samuel's health?
He was a healer. He wasn't supposed to get sick.
Did he?
Something changed. He seemed like he felt pain, but he'd never admit it. He confided in me, no one else. He was afraid
Of what?
of what dreams may come.
Excuse me?
That's Shakespeare.
Oh, is it? I missed that class.
And you have no idea what this fear was based on?
None. Unless Camilla was giving him a hard time. You'd have to ask her about that. Well, if that's all, I should be getting back to the photo shoot. You know, we have a deadline, so...
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Take care. How'd I do?
Not bad for a rookie.
Cool.
That smells nice.
Essential oils. Rosewood, sage. They help grief. Strengthen the spirit.
What about the rocks?
Crystals.
Oh.
They draw energy to him. I know this seems ridiculous to you.
I'm afraid I'm more old school than new age.
It's funny.
Do you feel he's aware of our presence right now?
Oh, yes.
You think he can hear us?
On some level. Sure.
Maybe we better step outside a second.
It's a cozy little place. Not where I expected to meet a movie star.
I like it. No one bothers me here. I'm treated like a normal person.
Yeah, I guess it could get lonely at the top, as they say.
I think that all depends. You know, with Samuel, I learned the true meaning in life.
It seems he touched a lot of people. All positive. The perfect man.
Samuel had feet of clay, just like the rest of us. But he could control his physical man and allow his spiritual man to be in power.
Did you know that Samuel might have been suffering from an illness?
Oh, I knew he wasn't himself the past month or so. Something was weighing on him.
But he didn't confide in you about it.
Since that other woman came along, Samuel wasn't as open with me.
Other woman, I presume you're referring to Jasmine Celestine.
Jasmine. You know, she really wasn't tuned in to who Samuel was. He was a novelty to her, a trophy man.
Did you hate him when he left you for her?
Oh, I could never hate Samuel. He brought me true happiness, taught me to be at peace within myself.
You were in love with him?
Deeply.
So you can't think of anyone that would want to harm Samuel?
Ask Jasmine Celestine.
She told me to ask you.
Well, thank you for lunch, Mr. Bryant. If you have any further questions, call my attorney.
Well, I know the police, even the FBI, have used psychics before, but I never have. How do these visions work, anyway?
They come mainly when I'm sleeping. Sometimes a dream or vision, if you will, can come during meditation.
Ever dream anything about Samuel's murder?
Last night, I dreamt that Samuel was lying on the ground. There was blood all around. And then suddenly he sat up, and the blood was gone, and he smiled at me as if to say, "It's all right." It might have simply been a dream. Or it might have been something more.
Assume it was something more. What would be the significance of that?
That Samuel is okay? I knew that. More importantly, it's the first dream I've had about the murder. There was nothing before. I might be starting to clear. If I am, there'll be more. More vivid. It's kind of scary.
Are there a lot of gifted people?
A lot of people claim to be psychic. Few are.
Is Ariel one of them?
She's a good friend. But honestly, I don't know. Anybody can say they saw anything in a dream. Who's to say they didn't? Feel free to look wherever you want. We're having a small gathering tomorrow I have to prepare for, so if you'll excuse me.
What's the occasion?
A ceremony. Prayers for Samuel and his journey. Forgiveness for Panache. If you'd like to attend, you're more than welcome.
Well, I'm not sure we'll be able to, but thank you.
Namaste.
Very interesting group of people.
Yeah.
You know, this is what got my attention before.
Inositol hexaphosphate. Now, you said this is a natural extract from, like, beans and brown rice?
Well, it is, but in this concentrated form, it's also an alternative treatment for cancer.
Whoa. So Samuel knew he was dying. You know, both Jasmine and Camilla had said he hadn't been himself, that he was fearful. You know, this may be a stretch, but could Samuel have had Panache shoot him rather than face a long and painful death?
Suicide by proxy.
Explain Panache's guilt, possibly his anger towards Samuel, and that argument that Jasmine witnessed.
I don't know. You know, the sheriff said the suicide note was found in this drawer. Now, wouldn't a suicide note be left out in the open where it could be found, not hidden in a drawer?
I'm afraid to ask.
It's a laser measuring tape. It gives me the exact dimensions of this room.
And you're doing that because?
Because I want to build a computer model of the crime scene.
Just what we need.
Well, this will give us a visual image of what happened.
Give me exactly 3 minutes and then fire one off. It's just a starter pistol with a blank, but be careful anyway.
We were here. Ariel's behind the counter. People were coming in and out.
Everything's just like it was. The meditation room doors are closed, and these are open. Okay. Right about now.
Well, that's interesting.
So why couldn't we hear it when Samuel was shot?
Just a minute, Solar. I'm almost done.
Dr. Wilson to surgical east. Dr. Wilson to surgical east.
It's good to see you.
Any change?
No. He's got the doctors completely baffled.
You should go home. Get some rest. I'll stay with him until Camilla gets here.
Monitor tech to ICU. Monitor tech to ICU.
I'll see you tomorrow night.
Oh, you know, guys, it's getting a little bit late.
Everyone loves Samuel, but he's dead.
Shot by somebody who obviously didn't like him for some reason.
That's the big question. Why?
Thing sticks out to me like a pair of spats at an Iowa picnic.
Why we didn't hear the gunshot that killed Samuel?
We know there wasn't any silencer.
Not on the gun and not in the room.
And I got one more question.
Yeah?
What are spats?
Aren't you guys getting tired?
No?
No,
Not really.
not really.
Mike, your cell phone's ringing.
It's late. Let him leave a message.
That's what I'm saying. It's getting late. Why don't we go to bed and attack this thing in the morning?
Mike, it's Ariel. I was just wondering how it went with Donald Merritt. Listen, there's nothing new in this end. I'm leaving the hospital now. Panache is the same. Call me.
Yeah, could be a long night.
More coffee, Ben? Yeah, sounds good.
No respect for your elders.
I think you should stay here tonight.
I truly am okay, Sheriff. Just a little shaken. And a sore elbow.
Well, I'll fill out a report. But without a license plate or at least a description, I'm afraid there's very little we can do.
We did find some broken headlight glass.
Yeah, it's like looking for a needle in a haystack.
Well, it's something. I'll make sure she gets home safely.
Okay. Drive carefully.
Come on, I'll get you home.
All secure?
Yeah, everything checks out. I still wish you'd take me up on that offer. I mean, I got a great couch. I would stay on. Or Jonathan has a guest room if you prefer. It's just, I mean, you don't even have a security system.
Sure I do. He's got 4 legs and big teeth.
Yeah, he's a vegetarian pacifist, you said?
Angel, guard. Angel, relax.
Wow. Where'd you get a hold of that?
Abandoned in a house up in the canyon. I adopted him not knowing. Turns out he's highly trained.
Remind me to stay on his good side.
Kneel down, say his name, followed by the word V-I-S-I-T.
Angel. Visit. Ooh.
Think I'm safe?
Well, from me, at least.
It all happened so fast.
Thank you. So, no idea what kind of car or anything like that?
All I saw were headlights. I tried to get out of the way. Almost made it. Then my lights went out.
So what do you know that's worth your life?
Something about Samuel? I don't know. But if it was about Samuel, doesn't that help Panache?
It might. This isn't wine, is it?
Mm-mm. Goji berry juice. Want some more?
No, I'm driving.
Oh.
So Samuel convinces Panache to shoot him because he couldn't do it himself.
Mm-hmm. Pretty chancy way to kill a person.
And nobody had a clue that Samuel was dying.
No, except Jasmine and Camilla. They both said they noticed a change in the last month.
Yeah. Said he was depressed, afraid. When Jasmine asked him of what, he said, of what dreams may come. And I know it's Shakespeare, but I don't know what.
It's Hamlet. Guy was bummed, wanted to die. Only he was afraid because you don't know what kind of nightmares you're gonna have when you're dead. Finally fixed your faucet. You forgot one little thing. You put the new washers on the sink, you left the old washers in.
Oh, thanks, Ben.
Yeah, no problem.
You fixed the plumbing?
Yeah, well, I used to fix the plumbing at the girls' dorm at school, so that's where I learned.
And exactly what were you doing?
I wouldn't go there if I were you.
Oh, and I almost forgot. I found this washer on the floor of the meditation room. Think it means something?
Yes, it might.
You got something, Jonathan?
Now I think we may know why we didn't hear that gunshot.
Yeah.
But why? In front of his friends. And why was somebody trying to run Ariel down last night, if that's what happened? Ben, do you have that recreation?
You bet. Jonathan's computer is blazing. It's not dual core, but multi-core. I couldn't have done this on your antique.
Hey, my computer works just fine for what you're supposed to be doing.
All right, check this out. Using CGI and the digital photos and measurements I took, I was able to render...
CGI?
Yeah, computer-generated images like in the movies.
Yeah, I know what it is. I didn't know he could do it.
It's pretty simple, actually. It's just like creating a computer game. All right, now, I recreated the scenario from the police report. Watch this. It's pretty cool, huh? Now, I'm compressing time right now, so pretend like an hour has passed.
That is amazing. What, you did that?
No, the cat did it.
That's great work, man. Really great work. Can you take it back to where he shoots Samuel with a sound off?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, good. Thank you, Ben. That's enough.
Yeah, but remember, this isn't what necessarily happened.
It isn't what happened.
What happened?
I think we know why we didn't hear that gunshot.
We do?
Ben, find out where the Center buys their hardware and go get a list of everything they bought in the last, say, 6 months.
I'm on it.
No, it couldn't have been Panache, pure and simple.
Why?
Because if he had killed Samuel, we would have heard the shot. And we didn't hear the shot because of that. Ben found it in the meditation room behind the table there.
I don't understand.
Smells of gunpowder. We didn't hear the shot because that pistol had a homemade silencer on it.
With a rubber washer.
You can get the instructions off the net. You just get some PVC pipe, a series of baffles separated by rubber washers. You slip it over the barrel and instant silencer.
But why just a washer left behind?
Because after the killer shot Samuel, he took the silencer off. This fell off on the floor.
What happened to the rest of it?
Killer took it with him when he left.
Well, if Panache didn't shoot Samuel, then someone else in that room had it on them when they came out.
Would appear so, wouldn't it?
Is this done in a meditation room?
No, outside. It's called a fire puja. All morning they've been making scorpions out of margarine and sesame seeds.
Margarine scorpion.
They're symbolic of all the negativities and mistakes we've made in this lifetime and previous ones.
It's asking a lot of margarine.
I had another dream. I was in meditation with them when Samuel was shot, but I didn't hear a gunshot. I heard an odd noise, like a...
You know, the reason we think we didn't hear the gunshot is because there was a homemade silencer on the gun. Would have made it sound just like you made.
Sometimes my dreams are very confusing. And other times they're very clear.
Huh.
You're still having a hard time believing all of this, aren't you?
Not anymore.
There's a face I haven't seen around here before.
His name is Debbie Kanesh. He runs a spiritual center in Santa Fe. He was a mentor to Samuel.
Might be worth talking to.
Go home right now.
Why?
It's not safe.
Oh,
Stay here. Come on. Ariel, you're not hearing me. Ariel, you need to listen to me.
No, I don't.
Could Panache have put himself into a deep trance?
Yes.
Could you put yourself into one of these trances?
Maybe.
Did you know about Samuel's physical condition?
I knew that he was dying.
Could that have had something to do with his murder?
You don't murder someone who's already dying.
What did he tell you?
What if a healer can't heal himself? Is he a fraud? I think it throws his entire life into question. Samuel was authentic in my opinion, but everyone dies.
How was he going to handle it when it became obvious?
Before that happened, he would simply vanish. Come to Santa Fe, I have a second house. He would pray, meditate, and transcend, we hope.
And you can't think of anyone that would want to harm Samuel?
No one. Samuel was one of the most peaceful, honest, and loved men I have ever known.
Now, obviously, somebody didn't share your opinion of Samuel. Well, thank you for your time, Mr. Kanesh.
Samuel was a dear friend. I wish you speed in finding the answer you seek.
There were no broken headlights. Of course, it doesn't take much to replace one.
No, or both, so the new one doesn't stand out.
We're missing something, but what?
It is so simple. I mean, we're just not seeing it.
I'm going to drive up to Ariel's, make sure she's okay.
I think I better go check on Ben and go home.
How long have I been out for?
Doctor?
Hello?
It's Ariel. Professor, I need to talk to you.
Are you all right?
Yes. Yes, I am fine.
Where are you?
In the car. Listen, Professor, please don't call Mike. I want to explain this whole thing to you in person.
All right, I'll come to you. What do you want to meet?
I'm heading back to the center.
I'm on my way. I'll meet you there.
Thank you.
Ariel!
Hi, this is Mike. Leave a message.
Mike,
It's Jonathan. I just had a very strange conversation with Ariel. She wants me to meet her at the center. Look, I'm on my way.
and I'll wait for you, all right? Mike? Mike?
Hey, it's Ben.
Have you heard from Mike yet?
No, not yet.
Well, look, what you do, I want you two to meet me at the center.
All right, listen, I got that list of all the hardware purchased by the center over the past few months.
Oh, good. Anything interesting?
Boy, was there ever. Washers and sheet metal.
That is interesting.
Get out of the car, Professor.
Didn't know it was going to be a party.
Oh, I enjoy a sense of humor in the face of death, Professor.
I'm so sorry, Professor. I am so sorry.
It's going to be all right, promise. Look, you're just making this worse.
Sit in the chair.
Look, take me a let her go.
Sit in the chair, Professor, or I shoot her. Give me your arm.
He made me call.
No, between your questions and her dreams, it was only a matter of time.
Samuel was dying. He was going to disappear and leave the center to charity. But by murdering Samuel and framing Panache, it all goes to our devout and peace-loving friend here.
It was you who almost ran me down last night.
And got back to Panache's room before I was missed. I didn't think you'd ever put together the shooting, though.
You knew that meditation would be so deep everyone would be virtually unconscious. You had a homemade silencer, so no one could hear the shot. Hardware records built at the center show there was a third key made. A key to the meditation room door. You put the gun in Panache's hand and pulled the trigger, which left gunpowder residue on his hand and his clothes. You didn't notice that one of the rubber washers fell on the floor. Then you put the gun in Samuel's hand and walked unnoticed back into the lobby. Waited a few minutes. Then you went into your big act. All in all, very simple plan, based on the existence of only two keys.
Looks like Samuel shot himself.
But with no gunpowder residue on Samuel's hand, that's impossible, isn't it?
Idiot sheriff didn't check everyone's hands. Fortunately, they were able to get some powder off of Panache's clothes. And the best part of it is, Panache is so crazy with grief that he doesn't even deny doing it. There's just one more mystery. Whatever happened to Ariel and Professor Maxwell?
Solar, what are you doing?
It's an old arsonist trick. Balloons filled with inflammable liquid hanging over a trash can full of paper. You light the paper, paper burns, heats up the balloons burst, and boom.
Very good, Professor. Not a trace of anything left.
Solar, please don't do this.
You can't possibly think you'll get away with this.
Well, what do I have to lose? As long as you live, I'm dead for sure. There will be nothing left but ash.
You know, I'd think you'd like a Hindu cremation.
Mike knows we're here.
Oh, good for him. As soon as I light a match, I'm gonna take your car, drive it up to Ariel's, say you came by here and then went up there. You're the brains, Professor. I'm not worried about him. I'll see you in the next life.
Blow it out.
Oh,
This is very impressive. Stupid, but impressive. I didn't know you knew that stuff.
There's a lot you don't know about me, Mike.
hey, fellas, do you mind getting us out of these handcuffs, please? Oh, I suppose finding a key would be out of the question, huh?
I'm glad to hear it. Thanks for calling. That was the hospital calling.
Panache woke up.
How did you know that?
Don't ask.
I had another dream last night.
Tell me.
It was you. In Cabo. In a hot tub. With a beautiful woman.
I like it.
Except it wasn't me. Still friends?
Sure. You didn't get her number, did you?
Hey, Mike, you guys gotta come see this.
Achieve oneness, Professor. Step deeper into yourself. Sense light building from within. Sense the light building from within. Achieve oneness, Professor.
Jonathan, are you kidding me?
Surrender to the light. Achieve oneness, Professor.
Jonathan, can you hear me?
Step deeper into yourself.
You're disturbing my tundra.
Surrender to the light.